get that.
What are you doing over there?
I am giggling over the fact that I got an email from an international flower show. I don't sell flowers. There's nothing about me that sells flowers. I don't know. I guess the word gift is in there. But we used to get stuff for like, when we had that word house in the title, stuff for like spatulas. I like spatulas, but I'm not going to sell spatulas.
Oh, God.
I don't.
Well, some people might use them for spanking implements. You never know.
Probably, I'm sure they have. I probably, reach for, probably why they sell so many wooden spoons out there in the world.
Absolutely. Well, hello, Colleen Bertino.
Good morning.
And I'm Kelly Guest. We're here cracking the mic on the Great Northern Sex Cast. Man, it has been a busy month for the show. I mean, we have started out with some really amazing guests this year.
I was fascinated, and I'm doing my Kegels.
You are. Good for you. As
the Ducky Doolittle just prescribed. Do your Kegels. You can find out all about it on last week's podcast.
Her story was like not what I expected. Was it yours? I mean, did you know that?
I had a little bit of, I knew that she had some medical issues, stuff like that, but not into that in depth.
Yeah, and
it really was fascinating. And she was just so much fun to talk to. I mean, she's a fellow, Minnesotan.
Well, not only that, but she's a hoot.
Oh yeah.
She's just a hoot. And I loved how she said that she stalked the blush company. And that's who she's affiliated with now. And she travels and she gives workshops. And she was just a delightful character. And so was Dr. Marky Twist. And she will also come back. And Alex Ian Toffee, who was so sick the day that he was supposed to be here, and he sent Dr. Marky in his stead. He's going to join us too in the next few weeks, which we're really excited. But Dr. Marky will also have to come back.
Oh, definitely. I was just we got her information up on our show Facebook page and stuff like that. So if you're curious about more in-depth stuff, she's got it. Mm-hmm.
She does. And she's involved in the sex education program for people that deal with sex therapy at University of Wisconsin Stout. And I loved her story too, because she said, when I had an interest in this, it was so hard to find a place to get certified. Yeah. So now she's part of that process. So cool.
I mean, if you're learning from someone who's creating the knowledge and doing the research and doing it, that you're in the right place.
Yeah, and plus she cleared up one of the biggest things that drove us until she explained it to us nuts here around the Great Northern Sex Cast, which is, what the hell is all this repetitive research? And she explained why they do that.
Yeah, I mean, although at one point when she comes on, we're like, okay, what is enough? 10 studies, 20 studies, 30 studies. That's the question that I was listening. I'm like, how many studies do we need to know that communication is key to your relationship?
Right. That's a good point. No, it is. It totally is. So, just so I was going to ask, are you ready to talk about what Blush has for January, or do you want to wait?
No, I've got it right here because it hadn't been shipped last week.
Okay.
And I'm not even actually sure they're in yet, but it's on the website already.
Okay.
But we worked out a deal with Ducky and Blush to have a special on a rabbit vibrator, the Luxe Hugs and Kisses, and it's in a gorgeous sort of clear purpley color, if that makes any sense. It's got all your basic features. It's battery operated, which is nice too. Sometimes if you don't want to be dropping $1 zillion, and we've got it on sale for it's 15% off at $59.46, normally $69.95.
Oh, that's great.
And it has been it was a very good seller at our Burnsville location. So we decided to bring it into all the other stores. Burnsville's a big store, so we have to fill up the walls. So they get a few more things. Same with Coon Rapids. They get a few more things that other stores don't have because they're like 3,000 square feet and some of the stores are 1,400 square feet. So yeah, you just gotta, sometimes you gotta pick and choose.
I think it's so funny whenever Tara comes in, or even when we have Megan here or whatever, that when they talk about preferences, regional preferences just here around the metro, about what sells in different areas, cracks me up.
Yeah, there is about two things. Burnsville used to be the butt store. We laughed a lot. It was years ago. I mean, like 15 years ago. Someone just opened a box and said, "More butt stuff." And they were like thrilled and incredulous at the same time. But now, honestly, anal play has become as normalized as anything else. And we got a whole bunch of new stuff in. Actually, something called the Booty Bling. Doc Johnson that's going to go out to all the stores. And it comes in small, large, and has 3 different jewel colors because it has a little jewel in the end of it. Because if you're going to decorate your butt, you can decorate it with sparkly things.
I love it.
It's just
really
wonderful.
Cool
We brought one in. I have to admit, I'm a little cheap. I didn't want to pull it all the way out of the plastic that it was in, but I wanted to show Kelly, and we'll have it up on the sites, and they're going out to all the stores. It should be out by this by this Friday.
Okay, what size is that one?
This is the large.
Because I was going to say, holy mother of God!
Oh, the size of some of the anal toys we have are humongous, and sometimes there was a size of anal beads. And I swear the largest one was a little bit smaller than a tennis ball, and it went down to about a ping pong ball. And mind you, this was the small set from this one company, and it was smaller. And I came in, and I generally don't do sort of a double take, but I'm like, I just don't. Don't. And I wandered by, and I said, and Terry just said, "Yeah, by the way, this is the second time we got him in. You missed him the first time we came in, and they've already sold." And I'm like, "Oh my God!" I'm probably out there in the world, probably on the low end of the judgmental people. But I have to admit that I was quite amazed at the size of some of the size of some of the anal play toys that we have. But it's fun.
No, it's really taken off. I mean, it's no longer in the back end of things. So there's we have not really done Great Northern Sexcast news in a while because we had so many great guests. But there's been a lot of stuff going on, including a name that we haven't.
Tell me about the silly. What do we got?
Well, we got a lot of silly, but we're going to go into Teledildonics later. And that's one that we have not discussed yet.
No, I saw that on the outline. Is it?
Teledildonics.
You have 2 question marks after it. I have more than that. Let me tell you. I did not Google. I did nothing. I'm allowing myself to
learn with me.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. Okay. This is okay. I chose to find this funny. Okay. Because this first one, Goldengate, because what are you going to do at a time when the country is so divided and there's so much anger and rancor and all of that sort of thing over the incoming president and all of that? So you may have heard the story over the weekend or the last week or so about something called the Dirty Dossier. And it was a compilation that was put together by someone looking to discredit Trump. And it was released by BuzzFeed first, CNN then released it. But then the CIA chose to make it a briefing and release it. And they've gone under huge fire because it's been proven to be unsubstantiated. Okay, whatever. But apparently there within, I've only been following the controversy of the fact that this thing emerged and the fighting over that. What I did not realize is that it includes allegations or descriptions of the president-elect so-called engaging in, or watching anyway, golden showers take place in a hotel.
Yes.
Did you know that?
I did see that, and I have to admit, I was wondering if we would have any more requests for videos, because we do get requests for those videos, and they do exist. We have some in the stores, but some end up, but there's a whole line of them on a partner website, which we got back up and running and redid. It's more an affiliate site. In fact, as we called it, the Great Northern Sex Toy Store now, just to keep them separate.
That's great.
And I was like, click. And I said, should I erase my Google history? Because I'm searching through here on my phone, trying to see whether or not this is available on one of my partner sites. And it is.
Oh, yeah.
And I bet you they're doing probably a brisk business.
Oh, yeah. Well,
although this Kardashians is what made this popular. And this is what made... Kim, she was getting pissed on.
Wow.
Yeah.
I actually did not know that. Mm-hmm. Really?
Yeah. That's in that original video years ago that, that she finally got it. I have not seen it, but I do understand that there is a peeing scene.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to put the link up as we always do with the Great Northern Sexcast news. I have to say that the way that this story is written is hysterical. Every once in a while, you get these snarky, funny writers. And I think this guy is from the Huffington Post. But he talks about the search term, yes, golden shower Trump is trending. And he goes, it's exciting. It's an opportunity to teach the public about an oft-forgotten staple in the fetish scene. And he says, now to the haters, don't get so pissed off. We know, this cracks me up, we know you're into some deviant romping beyond the missionary position that involves all matter of ungodly body and fluids. People are trying to learn and you're acting like a child.
Yeah, I mean, it is one of the ones. I mean, like I said, there were pages and pages, hundreds and hundreds of videos. I mean, I myself didn't even know how many there were. There were a lot. So it's a fetish. Yeah, it's a thing. And it's not it's actually not even a small or a tiny fetish. It's pretty big.
Is it really? Yeah. Well, it cracks me up. So they decided to call this these allegations unverified in this report of involving Trump, prostitutes, and urine. They said it's Goldengate. That's what they're dubbing it, and it totally and completely cracked me up. So a little bit lighter take on some of the things that people are so seething pissed about. That was not intentionally a pun there. Another story came out this week talking about why do straight women like lesbian porn, was pondered in a recent commentary. And Colleen, have you any anecdotal information about this as for what has been sold in the stores over the years?
Well, there's a couple different types of lesbian porn. You've got to talk about lesbian porn made by lesbians for lesbians with actual lesbians in it, or the pay-for-play all-female videos, which are generally made for the male gaze. So there are, two different versions, but a lot of it is, there's a little bit more plot to it. There's a lot of toy. Sometimes there can be a lot of toy use. And so, folks are either using it that way. If you're watching, lesbian porn, it's going to be, might be something you might watch with your partner if you're, heterosexual. So it doesn't seem, threatening. Okay. So there's a lot of different, reasons that it gets, picked up. And the thing is, there's a lot more women in the industry and then there is men. So you've got a much larger cast of characters. So you can find, what you might be interested in. Okay. Going through there.
Yeah. Well, there's a YouTube vlogger out there named Ariel Scarcella, and she actually has, and we'll post a link to it. She brings together kind of a group or a panel, if you will, of straight women to discuss why they enjoy watching it. And this article about this, which it could be very interesting, statistics have actually shown that most lesbian porn is in fact consumed by straight women. Does that surprise you?
Not really, because of I'm like, oh my God, that was like all the coffee this morning. Pardon me,
no problem.
In podcast land.
You're completely excused.
Like I said, it's. I think it's a non-threatening entry into the land of adult films.
Okay,
yeah, you can start there, and women are sort of awesome. So why not watching?
Yeah.
In general, you sort of know how the parts work. You're going through there. You don't have to worry. It can be, like I said, a lot of it is, it is women in there. So you're not looking at it, even though some of it's made for men, you're not looking at the male point of view.
Okay.
And so it's just going to be a different aesthetic to it.
Well, and I mean, it's like what so many of the adult film people that we've had the pleasure to know and speak to on this show say, there's so much prep work that goes in to the male-female scenes. You don't go from zero to anal. You don't go from zero to, slamming, pounding sex. And that, the lesbian porn doesn't necessarily show that. It's all about the getting ready. And I think that's probably too, and the process, which is attractive. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, there's depending on, like I said, who it's made for and what's going through there, you just, a lot of it is, a lot of real people having sex, especially when it's the women-produced, actual folks that are lesbians or bi versus just the pay-for-play. They just like to have sex with women, on film. Get paid for it. Why not? And so there's, like I said, there's a different aesthetic to it.
Sure, for sure. Well, it's been so long since we've had something good from Florida. And they have thrown down, in fact, for us this week, the state of Florida, where so much debauchery and naked shenanigans, they provide us with so much fodder there. There's a place called the Sausage Castle.
Okay.
Ever heard of this?
No, is this, please tell me it's like a fast food place or something.
No, I'm afraid not.
No,
it's kind of a perverted version of the Playboy Mansion. And this guy that owns it, his name is Mike Busey. And there's, a whole bevy of beauties, so to speak, known as Busey's babes that hang out there. And at one point, he teamed up with a porn star to offer American Armed Forces vets free sex acts when they stopped by. He said, you can thank them for their service, which is great, or you can get them drunk and give them oral sex. They just want to forget about the shit that they had to do over there. Okay.
The sausage. I mean, I'm assuming since if it's not a fast food place, I would have thought that it was more of a gay thing.
Right. Well,